Hello, everyone. Coming out here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the SmackDown Ring Report. Here are what's going down tonight. Went down on SmackDown. Let's take a look. How will Rhea Ripley respond to B-Fab and Michelin? New alliance to WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill. Rhea Ripley kind of looking like she was stunned last week, but Rhea will let us know what her thoughts is coming up. Speaking of women's action, Women's U.S. Champion Julia is in action to take on Tiffany Stratton in an explosive showdown on the road to WrestleMania. You know that Julia and Tiffany Stratton, I guess Tiffany Stratton needs something to do, so I guess Julia is the consolation. We'll see that coming up. Also, Drew, Jelly Roll was stepping back into the square circle for the first time since SummerSlam. We'll take on Kid Wilson. We'll see that match as well. Speaking of that, the Bella Twins collide with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair in contention probably for the women's tag team titles. We'll see that match coming up. Nick Aldis will provide an update on the condition of the small werewolf and the Scottish Warrior on what the status is, won't believe what's going to go down. Kick off SmackDown after last week's vicious attack at the Matt Cardona, which superstar will be the legend killer Randy Orton's ambush. Get the SmackDown Ring Report started right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you can join here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling. You don't connect, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right. Let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get started right here on the SmackDown Ring Report. Get started with this. Randy Orton attacking any and everybody that comes in his sight. Orton sat around and found out, I think, what's going on with Matt Cardona. He's FAFO. So he's finding out. But Randy Orton will have a match against Cardona a little bit later, but Matt Cardona ain't holding no punches. Matt Cardona want to get his hand on Randy Orton. So, general manager Nick Aldis, yeah, he's going to do that. He's going to provide that match to go down a little bit later on tonight. But Randy Orton keeps on talking to somebody. Who is he talking to? And someone is in his ear. We don't know who could it be. Could it be The Rock? Could it be McMahon? Could it be somebody that's powerful? Time is hell on that. But we'll keep them close down on that situation. Speaking of that, it looks like Sami Zayn and Trick Williams, both men, don't like each other, but Sami Zayn and Trick Williams, Sami Zayn going to accept that U.S. Championship challenge. Sami Zayn did. Sami Zayn beat Carmelo Hayes to win the United States Championship again. After he won it, Sami Zayn got informed that he will be defending the United States Championship against the very man he doesn't like. And he's going to defend it against Trick Williams at WrestleMania. So Trick Williams could be leaving WrestleMania with some gold. So Trick Williams could be leaving WrestleMania with some gold. But I wish that they would have incorporate Carmelo Hayes since he was 3 weeks away from becoming the defending champion at WrestleMania. So they wanted to go with Sami Zayn, which this is going to be a transitional period for Sami. But I can tell you that they got 3 weeks to tell this story, but it would have been all right if Sami Zayn would have defended the U.S. title against Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. But you can tell Sami Zayn is that he's going to be a transitional champion. A transitional champion indeed. So we'll see how that's going to go. But Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania has been signed, sealed, and delivered. So we'll see that match. Speaking of that, the Bella Twins were in action. They went against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. The Bella Twins getting the win. The Bella Twins, they haven't aged one bit. You asked me. The Bella Twins are, I guess, in the mix and stuff like that. So the Bella Twins, um, some women's tag team champions out there, trying to get in the mix too. The Irresistible Forces, they didn't do no avail and stuff. But you can tell, a lot of a lot of tag team, Bailey, a lot of Victoria, the Bella Twins. Everybody want a shot at the Irresistible Forces women's tag team title. It could turn to a multi-person match. What could it be? I hope it be TLC, so these women can, if their bodies are able to put down, to get down and be put down to the rest. But we'll see if that's gonna be the case. But let's hope and pray it be a special match. Speaking of that, Jelly Roll was in the backstage with R-Truth and Damian Priest, the new tag team champions, along with Rhea Ripley. And R-Truth making jokes about them being the Judgment Day and saying about Liv Morgan. They already kicked Finn Balor out the group. Now they've been kicked down, exile out the group. I guess Jelly Roll don't care. Jelly Roll glad to be here. But they had a little banner. But Jelly Roll, speaking of Jelly Roll was in action. Jelly Roll was out, was really the main focal point of the show. Anyway, Jelly Roll won his match against Kip Wilson. Jelly Roll picked up a victory. I did not see that coming. Jelly Roll and a wrestler. He's this guy. But Jelly Roll won his match. He defeated Kip Wilson. The win. So we saw that. Well, speaking of that, Rhea Ripley was along with Jelly Roll backstage. Rhea Ripley. She wanted to confront B-Fab and Mission of joining forces with WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, the new the Women's Champion, she'll defend her belt against Rhea at WrestleMania. We don't know what night, but Rhea Ripley didn't want to waste no time. She wanted to go against B-Fab, and she did. And Rhea Ripley won against B-Fab. They paid for it at the end. Rhea Ripley getting set up with that fisherman suplex, that jazz move. She set up like she did perfectly, setting up that stage at WrestleMania. A lot of people are saying that Jade need to work on her promo skills. Rhea Ripley's just trying to barely hold her down with the situation. But we'll see at Mania if they can have a good program, a good match. Everyone all come down. Let's see. Well, you get this right here. General Manager Nick Aldis will provide us what's the status between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. And General Manager did not hold back. The GM said that these two men can't want to beat the holy hell out of each other. They're gonna do so at Mania, but it's gonna be a non-sanctioned match that WWE can't, they don't want to be involved. They can't be held liable and stuff like that. Then people was raging for the cage, the Hell in the Cell, but that's not gonna happen. So these two will meet at WrestleMania in a non-sanctioned match. So looking forward to seeing that. See that how that's gonna go. Non-sanctioned rules and stuff like that. Well, speaking of that, so this is the match right here that we'll see. Drew McIntyre will go against Jacob Fatu in a non-sanctioned match. Non-sanctioned means no rules, no disqualification, anything goes. That means just won't be held accountable for what goes down. We'll see that match at WrestleMania. All right, let me get to this right here. the women's U.S. champion, Julia, in a non-title match going against Tiffany Stratton. What match that was? They were here. Julia and Tiffany Stratton want to beat the holy crap out of each other. So we might see this match at Mania. First, it was a title, non-championship match, but it turned to a non-title match. So we'll see that match between Julia and Tiffany Stratton, perhaps at WrestleMania, but it was just a foreground to what's going to be years, would be weeks to come. Now we get to this. Randy Orton was in action tonight. He went against Matt Cardona. We told you the bad blood they had. Randy Orton and Matt Cardona. Randy Orton got his Matt Cardona tried to get his comeuppance. He did. But Randy Orton proved to be somewhat capable. Still, the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, came out there with one clear goal, one clear mission to get his hands on the man he thought was his friend. Randy Orton came out there. Cody Rhodes came out there. And a lot of people said it was a weak pull-apart brawl throughout the whole entire process. Security, referees, officials was trying to prevent both men from not attacking each other. They tried to, but just wasn't enough until Jelly Roll came out there to be a peacemaker. And Jelly Roll paid for it himself. Then lay RKO. Jelly Roll, stay out of folks' business. I know you have to be trying to be a peacemaker between both men, but you can't trust Randy Orton right now. You're going crazy, but then the crowd cheer for Randy Orton. We just ain't gonna get it. It's not working, and they try to tell you, don't turn Cody heel. But he probably don't want to turn heel, man. They probably looking at it like, we don't want to waste our investment turning him heel. If he turn heel, he ain't gonna make that money. He got a bus trip coming up for $10,000. That's astronomical right there. No, the price is too high. Give it a lot. We'll see what Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton do coming up, but I mean, this SmackDown was kind of monotone at best. Wasn't a good SmackDown. It was just Jelly Roll was just featuring out through the show, coming in and then coming out getting RKO. So I guess Jelly Roll got his win, but we'll see. Somebody said great jelly one time. So that's what's going on SmackDown, but that wasn't enough. I think Raw had more. I think Raw was a big clear winner out of this. But we'll see. All right. I told you the rundown right now and confirmed. Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu with me at WrestleMania non-sanctioned match. Both men, WWE don't want to be held responsible. And both men will go against one another at WrestleMania non-sanctioned. No rules. Falls count anywhere. No disqualification. Anything goes in the match. Plus announced Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the U.S. title. That's going to be a barn burner to watch Trick Williams probably win first singles championship in the main roster. But it should be in a triple threat match. That's kind of unfair for Carmelo Hayes not getting a shot at the U.S. title. So, all right. We got Randy Orton, Matt Cardona. Randy Orton doing that to Jelly Roll and making Jelly Roll right. That's gonna do it for the SmackDown Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long. We'll see you Monday for the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.